Hello viewers, today we're going to be testing the Kenmore dehumidifier in I think what would be considered a relatively real world scenario kind of environment. We're in the bedroom here. I've got this thing running. I set this at about 65 and by and large it does maintain that relatively well. I've had the door open a little bit today, but it's at about 60%. That's good enough to be comfortable. I don't like it to get much below 50 or 60 because then as things dry out, those become impossible to tune and it's uncomfortable to sleep because it's too dry, and the list goes on and on. So I have this and this works pretty well. But I'm going to turn this off and cancel out all the effort that has done today and turn this on. I've got this aluminium pan set up in here. I'm not 100% confident that this is going to capture all the water, but I think it's going to do pretty well. It's the best size I could find to fit in there. It's a little dirty. Here's what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this up. I'm going to set the camera behind it over here, and I'm going to give you a view of the condenser coil. I'm going to let it run for a couple of hours, and let's see how low the humidity goes. I guess I should have had the air filter running today. Look at all that dust. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I've got this contraption here. This is really convenient because this has the humidity and the time on it, so I'll be able to keep an eye on how long it's running for and how the humidity and temperature are fluctuating, and hopefully we'll have a good view of the water appearing on the coil, the water dripping into the pan. Perhaps not so much because the pan is not a color that's really going to let the water be very visible, but it's the best thing I could find. So I'm going to start this up at 330, 329, and we're going to see that's close enough. I'm going to start this up now. I'm going to put it on a continuous duty here. And see what happens. I'm going to let this record, and what I'll probably do is a time-lapse thing, whatever it's called, to show how it works over the next half an hour or 45 minutes or so. I'm going to cut the video here. It's been running for actually exactly 2 hours, and we went down from about 60% humidity to about 40% humidity. It doesn't seem like it's going to go much below 40 because I've been watching it, occasionally, and the last half an hour, maybe a little bit more, it seems like it's been right around 40. So I'm not really sure why it's not going down anymore, because there's certainly plenty of water coming off the coil still. It's making an awful effect on the video. It's going out there like that. So it certainly works. It does throw out a fair bit of heat though. The heat has not been running since I have been recording this video, and the temperature's gone up quite a bit. And the output feels, it's not hot, but it's certainly warm. Much warmer than it got in the brief few minute tests that we did before. The bucket has, I know it's still a weird from the video, but the lights here. A fair bit of water. I'm going to cut this off here, and then what I'll do is I will go dump that into the sink in the other room, and they'll be able to get a better perspective of how much water is in there. But that's not bad at all. I can't imagine why you'd want it below 40% anyways. So even if that's as far as it goes, I think that's just fine. The humidistat was nowhere near the end, so it certainly can be dialed in to go lower. There's one more test I want to do with this. I'm going to do that test in the bathroom. I'm going to call that an extreme test. I'm going to increase the humidity in the bathroom to about 95%, and we're going to see how it fares in those kind of conditions. So I'll let the rest of the water come out of the coil, and then I'll pour it into the sink in the bathroom. Here's the water that came out of the bedroom. I gotta pick up the drain first. Okay. That's what it collected after about 2 hours of operation. I would guess that's probably about a pint and a half, maybe. Which would kind of make sense if it's supposed to put out 24, or I think it's 25. Let's check. I think it's supposed to put out 25 pints a day, and so I would expect to get about a pint an hour. Let's see what it says. Yeah, 25 pints for 24 hours. So I would say that that's working just about as it should be.